Hey everybody, welcome back to Venture Outdoors with Kirk. Sorry it's been a while. Been traveling the last couple weeks trying to get some hunts in and was able to do some bow hunting. So I have that video for you. Second part of this video, I'm going to show you one of the hindquarters and how I separate the muscles on that, clean it up a little bit. Then I will share one of the recipes that I really like. It's in one of my videos already, that I'll show you the cut of meat that I use when I use this recipe. With all that said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell notification, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless, take care. I don't care who you are, if you've ever bow hunted, you know exactly what this is. You hear that noise behind you, turn around, there's that little squirrel. As the season goes on, you start to get used to the sound that they make when they're running through the woods, but it's still comical. They still get you from time to time, because the one time you don't look, that's going to be the time that deer sneaks in behind you. However, you know how it is. Every little rustle of leaves you have to check, because you have that vision of deer you've seen on the trail cam that it could possibly be. And after seeing some of these deer on the trail camera, you just have to be ready at every opportunity, so you can't take any chances. Even though most of the pics on the trail cam are in the evening, you might just get lucky and see them in the daytime. And that's how it works. You check every little noise in the woods, paying attention to everything, because that one time when you finally turn around, he's going to be standing there. He's not the biggest in the woods, but I was meat hunting, had little time, so took advantage of this shot when I had it. And for those of you that can't see it, we did get some footage of this deer on the trail cam. He was a smart one. He tried to lose us when we were blood trailing him, but we got him. So it was a successful hunt. Enjoyed it. Got to thank my brother for helping me out with this hunt. Stick around for the butchering portion of this and a couple recipes. Here's one of the hindquarters. I'm just going to walk you through this. So once you start this, you'll see just a thin layer of skin that covers the muscles. And once you kind of peel that back, you'll see the muscle sitting there. So you can see you got a nice roast there, or you can use that for steaks. That piece that I just cut off, I just throw to the side and I'll trim up what I can for burger. Once you get that taken off, you can see the outline of the muscle where it kind of lays, and you just follow that around and it'll come right off. Don't overthink this, people. You can't screw this up. Whether you're just cutting it up for a roast, or you're going to cut it up for steaks, or you're just going to trim it up later and grind it for burger, you really can't screw this up. Now for me, I've done my own butchering since I was probably 13 when I started working on my dad's deer. and I've never taken them in except for one time when I was in a bind, and they screwed it up, so I've done my own meat ever since. I think the reason most people don't butcher their own is just the time commitment. And it really doesn't take that long if you just work at it occasionally each night. You don't have to do it all in one sitting. But for those that want to do it by themselves, you could have something quartered out, deboned and everything in just a matter of hours. This is a nice cut of meat, makes for a nice roast or steaks, whatever you prefer, but that's what it looks like when it's cleaned up. Then just follow it around and work on the next piece of muscle. This next one just lies open once you get that first piece off, and there's a nice little, you could use it as a roast, but I use it just with my burger. So once you get those first couple off, it opens it up. You can see the leg bone. So this is all I'm doing is just working the meat around the leg bone to get it all off of the bone right now. So you see when I flipped it over, there's that layer of skin that kind of covers everything that I'm working on right there. Once you start peeling that back, it just all falls right off. Once you get to this point, there's a real nice piece of roast in here, and then the one I call the football that my hand is on right there right now. This is one of the pieces that I will use for that au jus recipe, which will be linked up above. So I set that one aside. I'll clean it up a little bit, but just leave it as is basically. And then I'll clean up this last piece of roast and trim it up off the front end, and the rest will basically just clean up a little bit for burger. So after you get that piece of meat for burger trimmed away, I just clean the rest of this roast up, and it'll end up looking like this. May square it up on the ends and you just throw that in for burger, but then just keep this as a roast. This is that piece I call the football. It's just a big round roast, and I'll trim up a little bit of this to clean it up and use that stuff for burger on the outside. But as you'll see here at the end, I just leave this as is, throw it in the crock pot for that au jus recipe, which again I will link up above, because this is such a simple recipe for cuts of meat like this, and the shanks that I'll show you later on that I clean up. Same type of meat that you can just throw in the crock pot and let it go. So here I'll just clean up this shank a little bit, and you could use these pieces and cut through the bone and make ossobuco. I just prefer to use them in that recipe for au jus rather than cut through the bone and make a mess of everything, but personal preference. Now the reason I just leave these whole and throw them in the crock pot, I've taken these apart in the past and just used it for burger. It takes a lot of time to sit down and clean these pieces out if you're just trying to get burger meat out of them. it's not worth the time and effort. Now something else I've done with these is once I get it to this point and I get this last piece of meat off, I will sometimes cook the bone and use it for stock. It's a really good way to make homemade stock. Tastes great. I've had it in the past, and I've just started making some dog treats using the stock. That's it, everybody. That's all I have for you in this video. Hope you enjoyed it and you learned a little bit about cutting up your own meat. God bless, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.